As soon as these stay-at-home orders were announced, our phones started ringing here at KHOU. A lot of you aren't sure if your job is considered essential. Marcelino Benito has the answer to your questions.
If you work in an essential business, you are allowed to leave your house and report to work. Let's break it down. The federal government has a list of 16 sectors considered essential that can remain up and running, like food and agriculture, aka grocery store employees, food manufacturers, and those running restaurants for delivery, takeout, or drive-through. The healthcare, public health sector, like doctors and nurses treating the sick. Emergency services, like police, fire, and EMS. Internet service providers remain open too. The energy industry, those who work at plants, businesses who provide electricity, oil, and natural gas, will remain open and operational. Transportation, that includes workers at ports, freight rail, postal workers, aviation, mass transit, truckers, even drivers like Uber and Lyft can continue to work. Those who run our water and wastewater system can also leave their house for work. Critical manufacturing workers exempt too, especially those now producing masks or hand sanitizer. Banking remains essential and operational, as do defense industries, auto repair shops, funeral homes, and hardware and supply stores. Housing construction and road work can continue as well, along with trash pickup. Daycare workers providing care for employees of essential businesses will stay open too. Homeless shelters and social services remain open as well. But places of worship are not considered essential and must close, only providing online services. Local leaders stress that even those reporting to work must work safe. That means social distancing, 6 feet apart from each other, and absolutely no group gatherings. Journalists also deemed essential. It's why you're going to continue to see us filing reports out on the street with important facts you need to know. We have a lot more on what an essential business is and is not on our website right now. That's khou.com. Back to you.